So the 5 days of vehicles update for 2022 recently ended, and with it, we got loads of new and improved features, along with loads of bug fixes. Oh yeah, and then there were 5 new vehicles. Honestly, Bettymo did such a phenomenal job with this update, and I'm very happy with the way everything turned out. Now, that being said, here's everything you may have missed, but let's start with the big and obvious things first. So, obviously, there were the vehicles, and on day 1, we got the Shell Mark V, which, can I say, for being 92,000, this car is great. The design is great, the stats are great, and again, the price is too good to be true, honestly. Like, if this car were more expensive, I honestly would not be surprised just because of how good it looks. The only complaint I have about it is the spawn, which is the Crater City gun shop, and you know, Crater City isn't the most relevant area on the map as of right now, but who knows, that may change in the future. But besides that, I have no complaints with this vehicle, and honestly, it was kind of overpowered for being only 92,000. So overpowered that it actually got nerfed about a week after the update. Moving on to day 2, we got a fire truck revamp, and again, I have no complaints. The fire truck looks great, the water texture looks great, the ladder moves more, the stats might be better, I didn't actually check, but it's overall a very polished vehicle now, and it doesn't look ugly. Again, it spawns in Crater City. I can really tell that Asimo is trying to make Crater City more relevant, but to no avail as of right now. Maybe we'll get like a second prison there someday, and then it'll be more relevant, but as of right now, it is just very lackluster. But the new fire truck is pretty great, and it does still spawn at the main airport, so there's that. On day 3 of this event, we got the RC car. Oh, right, it's the Desert Crawler. I don't know why they changed the name, but I mean, we got the RC car. I know a lot of people are really happy about this. I think the car's cool. I'm not like disappointed. Personally, I like the block seat more as the winner for the season 11 prize. But it's very cool to see that this car actually is in the game now, and the stats make it pretty dang good, and it looks great as well. Although it is a little small, I will say that. It is a little smaller than I thought it was gonna be, but again, it's an RC car. I don't know what I expected. For 229,000, the stats are honestly not bad. When you consider the handling and how fast it goes, the price honestly is not bad because it's comparable to the Ferrari and the Meg and insert car that costs around the same price. My point is, it's very good for the price. It spawns in Crater City, and it used to spawn closer to the trading boat, and then it got moved when the new military base was added, which we'll touch on that later. This one does spawn the closest to the prison, though, out of all the new vehicles. Well, except for the 2 days that a certain vehicle was in the game, but I would definitely recommend this car to newer players, as well as the Mark V. On day 4, we got the ambulance, which... Okay, first I need to address something. The OG ambulance holds a special place in my heart because I used to color it as a school bus, and then I would drive around blaring the Magic School Bus theme, but now the OG ambulance is gone, and I'm sad. No, not actually. This one's definitely an upgrade in terms of looks because not only does the exterior look better, but the second texture for the symbol is great, the doors are animated, and the interior is actually detailed. This car is way too detailed for its own good, but that's not a bad thing. Again, same with the fire truck. I don't know if the stats are better or worse. And while I miss the old ambulance, I do think this one is definitely an upgrade. Would I recommend buying it? Probably not until you're a decent way into the game, but it's definitely a fun vehicle to use, especially with the healing. Finally, we got the Javelin, which was by far the highlight of this entire update. And let me say what a highlight it was. This car is the most expensive limited car to date. Cost more than the Torpedo, it costs more than the Arachnid, it cost more than the M12. This car was $70,071 off from being $1 million limited vehicle. That's insanity. It's definitely worth it. The car probably looks the best out of any car in the game, and while looks come down to opinion and preference, I can definitely say that this one is probably the most detailed and probably the best limited in terms of looks. It even has that new carbon texture, which looks sweet when paired with the new rims. And the stats. Don't even get me started. Finder did a comparison. You can go check out his video, but he found out that it's almost the same as the Torpedo in terms of the way it performs. 10 out of 10 car, would buy again if I could. And so you'd think for an update titled the 5 Days of Vehicles update, that's all we got. But no, because that would be a decent update, and Asimo only gives out amazing updates. So here's everything else that came out in the update. We got multiple new garage items in this update. In day one, we received the Mark V spoiler with the Shell Mark V, and honestly, this spoiler goes so well. We also got new rims that go really well with the Javelin, the sub-carbon rims. Along with that, we got 4 new garage colors: navy blue, hottest pink, maroon, and real green. Real green's my personal favorite, but navy blue also looks really good. In terms of buildings, we got, I believe, 2 new buildings. We got a new fire station in Crater City, which was mentioned earlier, and we got the new military base, which was moved from directly next to the city to, you guessed it, Crater City. And I don't actually hate this change. I think it's actually a pretty decent one, because now not only do cops have a spawn in Crater City, but it doesn't look as clunky sitting right next to the city. And it was also kind of weird having 3 cop spawns insanely close to each other. I really like this change. Like, I think this was a really good idea. And the only thing I can think of this being an issue for is when you're trying to launch a nuke from power plant. As for other map changes, where the old military base used to be, there are a few new added buildings and sand dunes, and at the prison, the trees got removed so that quote-unquote cheesy escapes can't be used anymore. Oh yeah, and then every game pass got upgraded. All the images got changed, and then SWAT, Boss, and VIP all gained new features, which we'll talk about in a minute. Because first, we have to touch on the new spawn choice feature. Now, when you die, you get the option to select where you want to spawn, and I think there's a cooldown. And this feature is not a big game changer, but it is a great quality of life change. It might not seem like a lot, but when you're playing the game, it really helps and saves a lot of time. As for the Game Pass changes, SWAT and Boss got a bunch of new changes. I'll list them here. For VIP, I really like these changes, because not only did they add the additional spawn at Crater City weapons, again, making Crater City more relevant, and I use that a lot because nobody's gonna be at Crater City weapons. You also get an instant unlock of the level 4 police and criminal bases, which is great. They also added bonus rerolls for season contracts. And another small feature that was added is that free garage players, so people who don't have premium garage, can now spawn the Deja and the Model 3. Oh yeah, and rocket fuel looks different. It didn't really change in terms of stats. Avatar scaling limits were also removed, so now if you have a tall avatar, you're gonna be one tall boy. Finally, we got loads of changes to the trading world. Not only can you spawn air vehicles now with the mobile garage game pass, they also added a helipad and a boat garage. So now every vehicle can be spawnable inside the trading world, which is great, because now if you're saying you're trading an air vehicle, you can actually show it off while you're trading it, and it's not just, yeah. They also changed the trading VIP chat color, and the best change of all of them, they added a trade chat. And while it doesn't auto scroll, I love this feature. They also made it so you can see other people's inventories. Oh my goodness, this makes trading so much better. Oh yeah, and originally owned items are now gold tinted, which I guess is really only useful if you're looking for that kind of a thing, or if you're looking for a YouTuber's items. All in all, this is one of the best updates ever, because not only did we get everything I just went over, we got loads of bug fixes. One that was really bothering me is that how tires would remain unpopped if you exited the vehicle when they were popped, and now that's fixed, and that's great. Another one was infinite ragdoll when you would hop out of a vehicle and you would just be stuck, and they fixed that too, and that's great. They also made it so that the drone headlights now turn on, and that's great. The Javelin remains my favorite part of this update though, and I cannot wait to see what Bad Emo has next. Thank you for watching.